Yeah, yeah, everyone. This is Thermite, and this is High Rise Invasion, Volume 7. On the cover, we have Rika, looking really good. I'm glad that we have his entire crew here. Like, I want to see them as a group do more stuff. Like, I appreciate that Yuri and Nise are, two girls just out in the world. They don't have very much help, because it keeps things, like, tense. It keeps them, like, they are the adventurers exploring this brave new world. Whereas Rika has more of a party going on. Like, they're more fortified. They can do like bigger things, if that makes any sense. But I appreciate that that's not what our main cast is doing. It allows us to have, it allows the series to feel the same way it was like all the way back in like volumes 2 and 3, without its without like losing any progress. Like, progress is being made. It's just either information based progress or it's progress that Rika's group is doing. Anyways, so we kind of left this off on a worrying note. Nise is completely controlled by the mask. So number one, she might attack Yuri. Number two, she might immediately kill herself because she's a mask without a mask. And three, well, there's no way to save a mask. That's a big problem. So what are you gonna do, Yuri? Uh, I also think this effect on her eyes looks super cool. Like, it's also good that we have a way to designate who is a mask even when their mask is off. Or, like, I guess when the mask's programming is in, like, full throttle and the mask is off. Because we've seen masks without their masks on. They don't usually look like this. This is a Nise thing right now. Oh, oh, oh? Is she fighting back? Is she actually fighting back? Okay. Was not able to perform normal operation. Oh, okay. So it's not just that Nise's, that she has a powerful force of will. It's specifically that there are multiple commands. Like her broken mask allowed her to not like to ignore the despair command. So now the despair command's kicking in, but also she's not wearing a mask, so the suicide command should be kicking in. Also the murder command is kicking in. Also the protect command, because that's actually really weird. Is it Nise specifically like forcing the protect command to activate? Oh no, the protect command is separate from her own will. Okay, this program will now shift to hibernation. Yeah. Right. It means to be in dormant state, in other words, idle states. So I'm guessing that she's now like, she won't be able to help at all. She's kind of unconscious, but she hasn't been saved. Like, we have some time before she can be saved. Oh, wait, what? This mask is Mask of Anger. Oh boy, it's an angry mask. I'm assuming it showed up specifically because of this. Like, the last angry mask we saw, I think, was the one piloting the chopper. Or it might have been one that, yeah, no. Never mind. There was the chopper one, and then there was another one that, like, briefly recorded what Yuri was doing at one point. Like, it kind of just, like, took a note about, like, oh, hey, this is happening. If she had come here, we would have had to kill her. So it seems like they're more of the, like, they enforce the rules of this world. Is she being possessed, though? Like, is someone controlling her? Because she's talking very freely. And, like, she's speaking of the mask as if it is separate from her. No, wait, she doesn't seem to be attacking. Okay. Alright, get some information out of her. The angel hibernation is the ultimate action when all commands of the mask does not work. Okay. Okay, so we have 2 weeks to save her, but can she be saved? Since this time the code is damaged, this is an extremely exceptional case. Oh, episode 85, traveling alone for the first time in a long time. Oh boy. Here's the thing. I don't think this mask's information is going to be something that'll save Nise. Like, because specifically she's designed to restore order. I feel like she's gonna say, like, hey, here's how you reprogram her. This is how you reset her. But you'll still have the mask programming in her, because that's what should have happened. Okay, you'd better solve this on your own without anyone's help. Please, please, please. What could this be? Like, I feel like it's gotta be some sort of, like, mask reset center. Oh no, never mind. It's about the location of the faceless mask. Really? Really? Like, I didn't think about it like that, but is this so important? Like, is the corrupted mask such a big problem that even though Nise is, in hibernation, she's gonna die? Is it such a big deal that they would turn Nise into someone close to God? Or turn Yuri into someone close to God just to, like, to resolve that problem? Okay, so she's the dealer mask. Makes sense. She looks like a poker dealer. He's something called a guardian angel. Okay, so angry masks are guardian angels. I wonder if the other masks have, like, angel puns in their like official titles or not. Okay, I need the ability if the person became closer to God. So it's going to be her then. Like, it's not that Nise is going to become close to God. It's that Yuri has to become close to God, which I can appreciate that. Like, in order to progress further in the series, she has to be someone who is close to God. Like, we could have had the situation where it's just like Yuri's party and then Rika's party both helping people who are close to God, but it like, because Yuri is the main character, it would feel really weird if she stayed not close to God at all. Whereas, like, this is clearly the end game. The end game is a bunch of people who are close to God fighting each other to eventually be number one. I actually really like this explanation too. Like, the faceless mask is something you should have gotten either if you're lucky and you just happen to spawn near it, or if you're cautiously exploring, you managed to find it. But like, it's not that this mask is making an exception. It's that like Yuri has been like, taking correct actions throughout this entire thing, and she is ridiculously lucky. Like, she is in this specific near impossible situation. So she fulfills both requirements anyways. Becoming the person who became close to God means that you'll be joining the battle to become one. Those who try to become the perfect God will constantly be after you. All right. All right. Also, to be fair, like, regardless of whether this allows her to, like, remove the programming from Nise, or if it just allows her to control Nise, I think that's fine either way, because Nise is clearly fine with, being used as a mask if necessary. All right, the location of the faceless mask is... I'm also curious to see, like, how do the masks determine how many, like, if you are close to God, how is it determines that you can control, like, a certain subset of people? I assume the subset of people is random, because even those who are close to God don't know. Like, it's completely by chance whether their wavelengths line up. But is there a method to figuring that out? And then also, how many people can you control? Like, is it something that you have to train to, like, slowly become better and better at it? Or is it something where you just start off with a hard limit of, like, hey, I can control 5 or I can control 30? Because I could see a twist where, like, Yuri can just control one person. So, and she accepts it because all she needs to do is control Nise. But then she gets into situations where it's like, okay, well, I could get this other person, but then I'll be leaving Nise uncontrolled for a while. Is that okay? Okay, the time limit is 2 hours. Oh boy. I mean, I highly doubt that someone's going to show up and kill Nise, but yeah, we've got a hard time limit, just for the sake of, keeping the tension high. Aw. Now, where is that kiss specifically? Oh man, it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. All right, let's do this. And yeah, that's such a cool concept. Like, even after she gets the mask, like, presumably once she becomes close to God, she can't ever share the fact that, like, she knew where the mask was. She probably can't talk about the circumstances that led up to the mask. She can probably say that she's close to God, but I think that'll be it. And that'll be cool because, like, we haven't had a whole lot that Yuri's had to hide. She's been a very open character, and I like the idea of that being a hard limit of just, well, there's something here that I genuinely cannot talk about as part of the rules. To be fair, because she wants to destroy the world, it's also possible that she will eventually just spill it, and then all the angry masks will come after her. Like, that could also be a viable strategy later on. All right, so coming back to Kuon, they're having a pretty neat discussion of, yeah, like, you should get more masks. One person is not enough. Even though Sniper Mask is very good, like, it's not the best situation. Also, to be fair, because Sniper Mask has, like, some free will of his own, she could theoretically, like, no matter how many people she can control, she could control that many people plus Sniper Mask. Like, if she needs to let go of anyone, she can let go of him and he won't try to kill her. Oh boy, are they coming back in? Oh my god, never mind. I'm so stupid. I thought, like, when that happened, my immediate assumption was, okay, so they're going to show up, they're going to find Nise, and then Yuri's going to come back in and take it the wrong way and, attack them. But there's also genuinely the possibility that Kuon will control Nise. Wait, whoa. Was that how, like, jarring her transition was? My gosh. Okay, never mind. So it's not the transition, it's just like, she's thinking about her life. Fair enough. I do want to know how different people ended up in this world, though. Like, we've had information from people just saying, like, oh, it just happens. But I do want to see, like, if there's a common occurrence to it. Like, were they all from, like, a similar geographical area? Were they all from the same, like, height, maybe? Like, we do know they all saw that, like, weird tower right in the middle of this world. But is that the only thing that connects them all? Right. Is it possible with my ability? I mean, In addition to her masks, she also has the railgun. She doesn't know how to use it correctly, according to this mask, but it's very possible that she can, like, if she just figures out how to use it properly, she might be able to win. And like Mike, I said before, but I'm certain that the way to use it properly is to shoot the sky. Like it just fits the series thematically. Like it'll look like a tower. It'll be piercing the heavens. It'll be piercing the place where God is. All right, they found her. Okay, so Kwon can actually like scan her and figure that out. Okay, the status is due to the weak controlling power of the mask. Okay, but can Kuon do it? Because there's also the possibility, like, there's a possibility that she'll like win, she'll take over Nise, and then Nise will just be part of this party from now on. There's also the possibility that she can't do it, and then she just either sticks around because she's curious about what's going to happen, or she just leaves. All right. Oh boy. Oh man. Like we've seen some weird stuff involving the masks, but this is the first thing that feels kind of supernatural in terms of, or like, how do I put this? A lot of what has happened so far is supernatural, but I feel like you could explain it as being like, some hardcore science, like, some like super futuristic science. This is the first thing that feels kind of magical, like explicitly magical to me, if that makes any sense. Oh no, fight back, fight back! Oh wow. This is the first time I think we've seen her, like, look not composed. Not even angry, just like, like, I guess this is also not composed, but, like, this is the most raw emotion I think we've seen from her character thus far. Aww. Alright, I think you did it. I think Nise's been saved. Also, that is adorable. Okay, this also means that, like, it doesn't seem like that's a resource that needs to be used up or anything. But this does open up the possibilities of what'll happen. Like, Nise could go and try to save Yuri later on if something happens. Because she is now fine. She can wake up, she can run around. She probably doesn't know where Yuri is, though. Like, she could probably guess based on the bridges, but if there's more than 2 bridges to this specific tower, then it's not going to quite work out. Maybe she left to find a way to save her friends. Nah, I mean, I don't think that like, I get the idea of, yeah, like, you didn't have to do what you just did, but I don't think it'd be like you shouldn't have done what you just did. Regardless of what happened, you used up a replenishable resource, your willpower, in order to save someone's life. Like, it's the same thing as, like, if someone's, like, if a family's stranded and the dad runs off to go get some, like, like to go get a pickup truck or something, and then you're driving on the road, you stop, and then you call a pickup truck. Like, you haven't wasted anything. Like, sure, the dad wasted his time, but he did what he had to do in that situation. You also did something correct. Like, no one did anything wrong there. I do hope, at the very least, like, if the two of them get to talk to Nise, then Nise will be like, okay, so I get I get everything. We can talk it over. By the time Yuri comes back, Nise will be able to vouch for the two of them. That's really the best way to work around the whole problem of Yuri being terrified of the sniper mask. A building with a luxurious restaurant. This must be it. So search everywhere, every single place. I do also love the idea of the masks just being hidden. Like, it's so video gamey to think that you'd have to like scoot around and look at every single tiny little surface in order to find some of these. I hope it's not just like, in a box on a table. There's also the possibility that using, like, if you're, how do I put this? It seems to be set up so that anyone who puts on a faceless mask will become someone close to God. But is that necessarily true? There could be, like, one final twist to it, which will also explain why it is that, like, as a, like, as a story, why Nise was saved just there, because whatever Yuri does here will not succeed. That's a possibility. Okay, door in red. Smooth enough, smooth enough. Oh boy. This really does feel super video gamey. Like, specifically because this platform is, it's not that it's pointless, it's that no one would ever build it like this in the real world. Like, there would absolutely be a gate, or not a gate, like a fence, you know what I mean? Closing it off. Like, the fact that it's so dangerous is like that specifically because it's something out of a video game. Like, it's the kind of design that no one would do in real life, even if, like, it's a thing of necessity. At the very least, they'd put, like, some potted plants or something here to, so that you could, like, push your foot against them, or, like, a ledge or something. All right, Yuri, go for it. I gotta say, I'm not great with heights. Like, it's not like I have a phobia of heights at all, but I've always been like a little nervous when it comes to it. Like, if I ever climb up on my own roof, I'm pretty worried, and I don't like I don't like climbing ladders and stuff. So this is a powerful series when it comes. Like, if you're scared of heights, I feel like everything would be 10 times as intense because I'm worried about heights, but not totally scared of them. I'm like, 3 times as worried as the average person who isn't scared of heights. Incidentally, the vertigo that the series inspires is really great too. Like, separate from just, fear of heights, just the fact that everything is like, how do I put it? The series is able to exemplify the feeling of being high. That's really, really cool. Like, even if some of these are reference shots, which, like, most of them are, but it's not distractingly so. Like, even then, I think, like, the use of composition and the ability to, like, look in real life and figure out, like, okay, this would look good, so these are the shots I'm going to use to make this composites. Like, it's all skillful. It's all really well done. Death is coming step by step. Even if this person doesn't try to kill her, at the very least, they'll have taken all of her supplies. Like, apart from what she has on her belts. Episode 88, Those People. Oh no, those people. Is this the jailer mask? Yeah. I mean, you really can't blame her. One thing I really love about, height-based fear is that it's not something that can be solved by power levels for the most parts. Like, there's a point with a lot of series where, like, if someone's powerful enough, then they can fall from any height and they're probably fine. In that case, like, the idea of height is nullified as a problem. Same thing with, like, the ability to fly, for instance. But for any series where characters are, like, relatively real, even if they do have superpowers or something, the idea of falling is still pretty terrifying. Incidentally, I really do like the continuity in the buildings. It is cool that because they're, like, the buildings are of different heights, depending on how high you are, or, like, where you've climbed, the view does look different. Like, there's a small building all the way down there where you can't really see it here, and in the previous shot, you could see it. That made everything look very, very different than this shot. Like, I appreciate things like that. It's a way to keep the environment really interesting and different every single time, or, like, with every successive shot. Yeah, if I fall, I'll end up like those people who have fallen on the ground. Oh, man. I guess that's also, like, part of the impulse of this world is, forcing you to commit suicide by jumping off the buildings. But I think that the more people you see falling off the buildings, whether they commit suicide or whether they're pushed or whether, they're, forcibly thrown off, it just amplifies the fear of, like, yeah, if you hit the ground, that'll happen to you. Oh my god. Come on, do it. You've got to save her. Even though she's already saved. You don't know that yet. Okay, so it's not one of the masks we know of. He's a, like, hiker mask almost. But, oh, geez. That said, if she gets all the way to the top, I forgot about the wavelength, though. There's no actual, like, proof that if she gets the mask and puts it on, like, first of all, it takes 10 minutes to use. Secondly, even if she fully uses it, there's no guarantee that she'll be able to control this mask. She'll probably have to kill him anyways. Okay, he didn't steal her stuff or throw her stuff off the roof. That's good, though. Oh man, she is really dashing up. Okay, come on, come on. Hopefully it's smooth sailing once she gets back up. Oh, jeez. What in the hell? Okay. Wait, really? Oh boy. That's extremely visceral. Also, does he have, like, multiple syringes then? Because that's kind of a one-use thing. Okay, come on. There's got to be something else she can still do. She still has the baton, right? She could, like, stab him in the leg? Oh my gosh, like, I also really appreciate that she's not screaming this out loud, she's thinking it. Like, these are her genuine thoughts. In this moment, like, the combination of being terrified as she was climbing up the ladder combined with this potential way of dying is, like, it's completely overridden her sense. She genuinely believes that she would rather die, right? She would rather commit suicide right now. From the bottom of her heart. I really love that. Oh, what was that? What was that blast? Was it just her impulse? Because it looks like something something definitely surprised him, and that's why he lifted his foot, and then she like ran away on instinct. Just go for it. I mean, if there's any possibility of being able to use this as a trump card, you may as well go for it, right? I still want to go home with everyone. I really appreciate that she even thinks about, shitty OG-san who died, like, in this moment. If it were me, I'd probably just be thinking about Nise and Rika. To be fair, if this was me, I would have already killed myself, so it's not like I can really self-insert that much. Like, she is a much braver character than I am from the very start. Hmm? What? Okay, one enemy is confirmed. Installation cannot be completed properly in combat mode. Okay. So, I mean, this does open up the possibility of, like, yeah, she'll survive even though she's being attacked right now. But what is emergency mode? And, like, what portion of the ability can be unlocked? Like, as far as we know, the people who are close to God aren't super powerful, right? They haven't had super strength or anything. Yeah, this is very different. Okay. Well then, I'm very curious to see whether she'll be able to keep this going forward, or if it's a temporary thing, and then, like, once he's dead, the mask will just give her the power of someone close to God, and then it'll just, like, turn off. Yeah, I hope I didn't make a mistake. That is some smart programming, though. Hmm. I mean, that is one of the big problems. Like, if you get taken over by the mask, are you still yourself? Like, with the angels, it's very clear that they're being controlled. But even those who are close to God might be controlled in their own way. Like, they seem like they aren't, but maybe it'll, like, it'll amp up your ambition, or it'll change you in a strange way that you even like, you personally can't recognize. That said, yeah, you've got to do it for Nise, if nothing else. Oh, she looks really cool with the mask on. It's much deeper than the last time. Something is coming in deeper. Okay, get that exposition. It's very possible that, like, after this, some of her memory will be wiped. Which is, yeah, because all the other people who are close to God had their memories of these masks wiped. So, I think that'd be really cool, actually. Like, if the mask if it exposits to us, the readers, we learn everything, and then Yuri only gets a fraction of what the mask tells her. Okay, unlike the other masks, the faceless mask is the element, in short, respects the free will of the wearer. Oh, okay, that's why. So, like, if you already know about the mask, you'll be able to keep that memory. But if you don't know about the mask, then it'll try to erase the memory of it existing. All these programs will be compressed and be lying at the bottom of your memory. In order to use the abilities, you have to recall it by yourself. Okay, I guess that makes sense. So, like, everyone who's close to God theoretically has, like, all the possible abilities that they could have, and then they can unlock them, like, in a certain way, like either through self-exploration or some other means. In that case, I guess that means that the emergency program could be something that she could activate, just, like, once she knows about it, she should be able to activate it, like, of her own free will. Depending on the chemistry between you, there will be abilities that are easy to recall and unable to recall. Alright, oh, that probably explains why different people can manipulate different numbers of masks. Like, it's like, manipulation is just one ability that the faceless mask gives you, and, like, depending on how finely attuned to it you are, like, the more powerful your manipulation will be. Oh, really? The self-reinforced ability mode can be used as it is, since it's not compressed. Okay, so that's a really interesting note. Like, because she was in danger when she activated it, like, she knows about it, it's already been unlocked, she doesn't have to re-unlock it again. So she's just gonna have that, like, super strength all the time. In that case, I think that she probably won't have the ability to interfere with, angels. Like, that would explain why it is that Nise had to be saved by, by not Yuri. Why we didn't get to have a wonderful scene of Yuri waking up Nise. Oh, jeez. I was really hoping, like, the final trick would have been, like, if before she smashes the mask, she was able to control herself and, rip it off, and then they could reuse it. But no, can't metagame that hard. Alright, get back. And I'm still afraid of heights? I haven't changed at all. Hey! That's awesome. That's actually awesome. So it doesn't even have to be a thing where she walks into the room and sees Sniper Mask and there's a freak out. Like, Nise can just tell her right now, by the way, I was saved without you. Sniper Mask is here. Don't worry, he's cool. Aww, that's so cute. Oh, she still has the power as well. Oh boy, okay, so both of our main characters now have, like, extreme physical strength. Yuri still doesn't, and I hope he doesn't, actually. Like, even if Yuri becomes someone who is or not Yuri, sorry, Yuri's brother, I've been saying his name repeatedly, Rika. If Rika becomes close to God, I actually really hope he doesn't gain super strength at all. Like, if anything, I'd also not want him to be able to control masks. Like, because of the kind of character he is, like, because he's so incredibly smart and he's very much the, you know, the organizer of the party, I think it'd be better if someone else controlled the masks and then he had, like, some extra ability that no one else really uses that he's able to, you know, metagame with. Oh boy. Honjo, huh? Oh boy. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't consider that. Like, Sniper Mask is theoretically, like, technically, like, it's been ambiguous as to whether she can control him or not. We've assumed so, and, like, every time she's said, like, even when they were testing it, and she was like, you know, don't look over there, or, you know, look over there. It's very possible he was just humoring her. I hadn't considered that at all, because she hasn't used, like, her manipulation on anyone else. Okay. Give her that info dump. Yeah, it definitely was not a waste. This was an absolute bonus, no matter how you spin it. Like, becoming someone close to God is nothing but a positive. Like, even if she wants to kill herself, she can. Like, that's very much still a possibility. It's just, like, it's a hard bonus. She was always going to fight masks and, you know, be in conflict with other people who are close to God. This just means that she's on equal footing now. Oh my god. I was gonna say, I appreciate that she doesn't know, like, she doesn't have the right silhouette here, but I especially love that she assumes this person is a bald man. God, Yuri's such a great main character. Like, she is so genuinely adorable. Okay, finally getting some Rika focus. There's only one suspension bridge to go. I also appreciate how, like, because some of these buildings are so wide, it looks like they're on the ground. Like, even though they are never on the ground. I appreciate the variety in rooftops. I'm worried, though. This could be a trap. I said last volume I didn't think it was a trap, but now that we're getting closer and closer, or at the very least, it could be that, how do I put it? Like, not Jailer Mask, but the person controlling Jailer Mask could have been trying to find this kid. Like, ever since they became aware of the Monk Mask. And now, like, Rika's party is leading that person right to him. What would we call this guy? I think he's like the Bob Ross Mask. Let's call him that. What in the world? I mean, to be fair, that is incredibly cute. Kids are always crazy about play equipment, even if it's in the realm of despair. Oh. Yeah, okay. What can he do, though? Like, they already have a pretty solid strat for moving. I guess they really just have to, like, secure this building. If they can, yeah. Like, if Yoshida controls enough masks, if, you know, those masks can control some of the building, and then these people each control, like, you know, a floor or so, they could, like, even then, I don't want them split up, though. Like, even if, like, enemy masks take over part of the building, it's not that big of a deal. As long as they can secure, like, one floor of the building, it should be fine. Also, it seems like they're unaware of, the doctor. Like, because she's just referring it as, like, she's referring to Yoshida as that the person who became closer to God besides that person. As if there's only two of them. Okay, he's the racket mask. I guess that makes sense. Jeez, they've got grenades? Okay, tear gas. If we let the humans live, we can get information on fighting ability inside the building and the railgun. Come on, Monk Mask, I believe in you. Or I guess they it would also help if, you know, if the humans can protect the Monk Mask. Like, I think that'd be a really cool visual of, like, Rika specifically protecting the mask. Yes, there we are. There we are. And he was prepared this entire time. Ah, that's Rika for you. That is true, actually. I didn't think about it. Like, the gas should be affecting him. Like, even if he's like whipping away the gas, if you get him into, if you manage to push his face into the cloud, it should start affecting him. Oh, this is terrifying though. Like, not just like the bridges are already kind of worrying because they're all suspension bridges, but getting across a bridge while you're tear gassed, like, dear God. Also, I do appreciate that, like, Daddy here is smart enough to realize, like, yeah, it's definitely not Yoshida. Like, if he wanted to kill us, he'd do it once we're all trapped. Like, why would he be doing this? He's most likely not a problem. We should go in. He'll probably keep us safe. That said, yeah, he has no idea how many masks are coming. We as the readers know there's at least 4 more. Okay. He manipulates 5 masks with his ability, but Yoshida told me he sent his 3 masks, including the monk mask here and somewhere else, to help others. So, yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. They probably won't make it. That's true, like, even though they are masks, they still have to, like, presumably, he keeps his masks with him physically, so if anyone tries to surprise him, they can, like, jump out and save him. But, like, they have to, run through the building in order to get down there. Like, you couldn't even have one of them jump, like, off the roof, because, again, they're masks, but they're not that strong. They will die if they jump off the building and fall a couple stories. Oh? Nani? I mean, it's an ally mask, right? It's definitely. Oh geez. Oh jeez. Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of raw physical power. You really can't beat that. Also, that means that he needs to get a new weapon soon. Like, the sledgehammer was an incredibly good strat, but if it's that small now, like, now that the wood's been broken in half, it's not going to be that great anymore. Like, it doesn't have the reach needed in order to smash masks. Okay, come on, save him. And he's even resolving himself. Like, instead of deciding, like, oh, I should have just killed myself, his last thoughts are, like, even if I die here, my allies will probably help my sister someday. That's all I want now. Whew. Alright, second mask confirmed. What is this, though? It's like, is he Edgeworth? Yeah, this world really is a crazy mess. I do appreciate that, though. Like, I appreciate that, like, the outfits tend to say, like, the outfits tend to designate how each mask fights physically, but it doesn't designate their weapon. Their weapon can be completely randomized. Like, sometimes you'll have ones that line up, like the baseball mask. But with others, like, they still fight according to their outfits, but then the weapon they use changes the way they fight. It's like, I imagine this guy wouldn't fight the way that you'd imagine someone using a jump. God, what? Like, I've heard this said out loud before, but now that I'm looking at the letters, it just looks like a jumble. It's a Jamadar? I think so. Like, I imagine he probably fights more like a fencer than anything else because of his outfits. I'm able to see now. Does this mean we've been saved? I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. It just means that the that the grenade, ran out of energy. The fact that they are saved is separate from the fact that she can see. Oh, we'll give Sue those directions. So not even like a specific mask. That's an actual name. Oh man, Warden Mask does look really cute though. I do appreciate that she's like singling out the idea of capable humans though. Like, as a separate variable in this world that is like just as important as people who are close to God. Like, there is a very clear evolution path from being a capable human to being someone who's close to God. But it's not necessary. And I actually do really appreciate that. Like, I'd be a little more salty about Yuri becoming close to God if we didn't have Rika in the series. Because her gaining superpowers does remove part of the initial draw of the series of just, a random high schooler out in this world having horrible things happen. Whereas with this, like, Rika is still, up to this point, like, he's very smart, but he's still a normal high schooler for, like, all things considered. I love it. I love it. For that, it doesn't matter how many angels we lose in the process, including me. Alright, so, like, this is something that is going to be resolved either this volume or next volume. I assume next volume, actually. We don't have that many more chapters in this one. But, like, I don't think this is going to be a super long-term thing. I feel like the operation to kill Yoshida is going to happen, like, very, very soon. Okay, so she is allowed to say it. She just can't say, like, how she managed to do it. Oh my god, I didn't consider that. Yeah, Nise has, because Yuri used her phone to originally call him. So now Yeah, Sniper Mask can just straight up call him and say like, "Hey, who are you? What's going on? Remember, I shot you once." Oh, whoa. Okay, that's a really interesting place to cut it off. So that's volume 7. It doesn't really feel like an ending chapter, but like I guess it is kind of a cliffhanger in its own way. Both of us survive. We're bound to meet up soon. I really like. I do want them to call because the series has been very smart. Like the characters don't have to be dumb in order for the series to progress. So I do want Sniper Mask to call just because it makes sense. But I would, I'd appreciate it if like they don't talk too much, or if Rika is even like, "Hey, I can't tell you this over the phone. Let's meet in person." I do think like it'd be more cathartic if they managed to just meet up physically. They talk together. We're able to finally figure out what is going on with Sniper Mask, like all in person as opposed to over the phone. So this was a landmark chapter. Like Kuon is now part of the party. Well, Kuon and Sniper Mask's party are now part of the main party. Like they have consolidated. Nise has been saved. Yuri is now someone close to God. Like holy crap, so much happens. This has been absolutely a roller coaster, and I do appreciate how everything has been like paced. Like I don't think we've spent too much time with any one party or any one like group of people. The only thing I really want more of is Jailer Mask. And to be fair, like she is meant to be mysterious right now, and her entire group. So I do imagine when the time comes for that group to be fleshed out a bit more, they will be fleshed out a bit more. Like I have full faith in the series now. Um, I don't have a whole lot that I want to speculate on because like most of this was resolution. I am very curious about whether the power of someone close to God can affect like the blank or not the blank masks, but like the neutral masks and the angry masks. Because that would add an extra layer to the series. If you could then control masks that are, much smarter than you are, or a mask that has more information about the worlds. The fact that the defect mask was that dangerous is also very interesting. It's either that or it might be that like Nise using that mask and then dying in hibernation would be less than ideal for some reason. Like it's unfair almost. Like the game itself wanted her to have a fair shot at, but then again, even that doesn't make sense because she confirmed in this volume that she has her mask power still. Like she can control herself and she has all the benefits. I'm not sure why it is then. Like, why would the system want her to be resolved in that case? If she's just going to be more of a nuisance, like if she's going to be a living embodiment of the fact that the defect mask was a thing that existed, when the system could have just had her die in hibernation. I guess that's the one mystery that's still bugging me. But I have full faith that it will be solved in time. So, until then, that was Volume 7. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Leave any notes you want in the comments. I am not at all on track to finishing High Rise Invasion this year, but I probably will. Like, I am very interested in the series, and I would like to catch up, so I can start doing, like, maybe not, like, chapters as they come out, because they are very short chapters, but once I catch up, I'll probably do them in, like, small chunks regularly. Anyways, thank you guys so very much for watching. Bye for now. Nya nya.